For great offers, visit your DC, Baltimore area Jaguar retailer today.
Good morning, America. And breaking overnight, President Trump firing up his supporters after his stunning reversal on immigration, saying children will no longer be separated from their parents. But then saying this.
We're sending them the hell back. Democrats put illegal immigrants before they put American citizens. What the hell is going on?
Now this morning, the big question, how will this affect the thousands of children and babies here in the U.S. already in shelters, in tents, and away from their parents? Is there a plan to reunite them?
Also breaking overnight, protests erupting over this deadly police shooting. An officer opening fire on an unarmed 17-year-old running from a car. That officer new on the job, sworn in just hours before.
Emergency rescues overnight. Flash floods sweeping away cars in Pittsburgh, flipping them over, forcing swift water rescues. And in Texas, downpours destroying homes, people wading through neck-deep water, and now more heavy rain on the way.
Chilling new details about that so-called House of Horrors, where police say 13 children were held captive. Now the 911 call just revealed what one of the daughters says happened inside that home.
And barely escaping. The bizarre rescue, a deputy shattering a window to free this trapped bear. How the deputy got away just in time.
Live in Times Square, this is GMA with Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, and Michael Strahan.
Good morning, America. It's great to have everybody with us on this Friday morning, as you call it, the Friday Eve. Thursday morning. We got happy there. You talk about a close call. That was a close call to everybody thinking it was Thursday, Friday. And it's a close call for that officer who broke that glass with the bear in the car. Really, really crazy story.
I would have just said, keep your seatbelt on, Mr. Bear. But that officer got out of the way quickly, didn't he? He sure did. We're going to talk to that deputy coming up here. But first, we're going to begin with the stunning about-face, of course, from President Trump signing an executive order to stop the separation of families at the border, after insisting himself that that was not possible.
At a rally in Minnesota last night, President Trump saying he signed the order to keep families together, but that border security will remain, quote, tough. Our senior White House correspondent, Cecilia Vega, has the very latest for us. Good morning, Cecilia.
Hi, Robin. Good morning to you. For so many days, President Trump said only Congress could stop these family separations. He said he himself could not do this alone. But with this controversy backing him into a corner, that is exactly what he did. And now he says his reversal came down to the one thing that so many accused him of lacking: compassion. In Minnesota overnight, President Trump using his stunning immigration reversal to rally his base.
Today, I signed an executive order. We're going to keep families together, but the border is going to be just as tough as it's been.
The crowd chanting.
They're not sending their finest, that I can tell you. And we're sending them the hell back.
As the president amped up the attacks.
So the Democrats want open borders. Let everybody come in. Let everybody pour in. We don't care. Let them come in from the Middle East. Let them come in from all over the place. Democrats put illegal immigrants before they put American citizens. What the hell is going on?
But it was his zero-tolerance crackdown at the border that led to thousands of migrant children, some just babies, being separated from their parents. And his reversal comes amid a public relations crisis and widespread backlash, even from his own party. The president now says allowing families to be detained together while their cases are reviewed is, quote, the right thing to do.
I didn't like the sight or the feeling of families being separated. So we're keeping families together, and this will solve that problem.
But that is not what he said just a day earlier.
I don't want children taken away from parents. And when you prosecute the parents for coming in illegally, which should happen, you have to take the children away.
In the Oval Office, the president ending the policy with the stroke of a pen. The very thing he said he could not do.
You can't do it through an executive order.
Days earlier, his Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen insisting
Congress alone can fix it.
Now, President Trump is calling it an impossible dilemma.
If you're really, really pathetically weak. The country's going to be overrun with millions of people. And if you're strong, then you don't have any heart.
He says his own wife and daughter were moved by the images. Sources tell us they both lobbied him to put an end to the policy. After he did, Ivanka Trump breaking her silence on the issue, tweeting, "Thank you, POTUS, for taking critical action." And both women are now facing some pretty serious backlash online. A lot of people calling them complicit in this controversy. This fight is far from over. We still don't know where all of these families will be housed. We don't know for how long they will be detained. The White House wants to be able to hold these children longer than 20 days. David, they have asked a judge to be able to do that. The president says they are expecting a fight in court.
All right, Cecilia Vega leading us off this morning yet again. Cecilia, our thanks to you. Now let's go to the American border this morning because there are major new questions about the president's new executive order, especially when it comes to the more than 2,000 children already separated from their parents in just the last month or so, reportedly sent to more than a dozen states. Is there any plan to reunite them now? And how long can you now detain entire families together because of this new executive order? ABC's Gio Benitez is in El Paso this morning. And Gio, what are you learning?
Well, David, right now, we just don't know how long that process will take. And some experts really worry this morning that some of those children may never be reunited with their families. We've seen their faces, children side by side behind metal fencing, sleeping under foil blankets, and heard their voices in this recording first obtained by ProPublica. Now this morning, the big question, what's next for the more than 2,000 children recently separated from their parents at our nation's borders? Ruben Garcia on the front lines. He runs a shelter in El Paso, helping migrant families. In a normal situation, that gets very messy, and now we're talking about more than 2,300 kids.
Correct. And the parents of 2,300 kids that are locked up in different places.
And we now know those in federal care include the very young. The Associated Press reporting that babies and small children are being housed in tender age shelters like this one in Brownsville, Texas. The New York Times obtaining this photo of a toddler inside of the El Presidente shelter, seemingly about 12 months old. ABC News was there as one young boy, 10-year-old Samuel, packed up his belongings at a Michigan home this week. Separated from his father after illegally crossing the border, he'd been living with an American foster family for 8 months. They asked us not to show their faces.
We have developed a relationship, but not at any expense for the trauma he's been through at all, or his family.
On Wednesday, our Alex Perez right there as Samuel got on a plane to Guatemala to meet his father, who was already deported back there. At the airport, Samuel seemingly stunned.
You have a lot of love from your family in the United States.
Always.
And that reunion, 8 months in the making. But that doesn't mean that the trauma has ended. Dr. Colleen Kraft says reunification has the potential to be just as fraught as the detentions.
It may be even difficult once they're reunited with their parents. It may take a long time for this trauma to be resolved and these children to be healed.
And experts tell us they don't know how this reunification process is going to work because no one agency actually knows where all of the parents and kids are right now. And some of those parents may have already been deported, just like Samuel's father, David.
With their children still back here in the U.S. In the meantime, Gio, do we know, has the Trump administration commented how they're planning to reunite separated families?
You know, David, just moments ago, we actually got some information from Customs and Border Protection. I want to read some of that to you. For those children still in Border Patrol custody, we are reuniting them with parents or legal guardians following prosecutions. And they say that the families that are going to be coming now, those families will be kept together, David.
All right, that's just in this morning. In the meantime, let's bring in our chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams, and Tom Bossert, President Trump's former Homeland Security advisor. He's now an ABC News contributor. Welcome to you both. And first, Dan, you heard what the administration said. They said at first that Congress alone can fix this. The president then said, when asked could he stop this, that he couldn't through an executive order, which is exactly what he did yesterday. But bottom line here, Dan, could the president have picked up the phone days ago and called his Justice Department as Attorney General?
Yeah, he didn't even need an executive order. This is about how the law is enforced. It's not about the law itself. Now, there are going to be some very serious legal questions that have to be addressed when you're talking about combining the zero tolerance policy with what courts have determined has to be the humane treatment of children. And you now have a conflict, but there is no question that when it came to the issue of separating children from their parents, that this administration could have stopped it before and that no executive order was necessary.
That you didn't need that moment we all saw 24 hours ago. In the meantime, Tom, I know the president said as he signed this that the word was coming in, that the word comes to mind, compassion actually was the word that he used, but this played out for days, the country watching, the world watching, children in cages, the audio, the cries. The administration was pressed. Was it using these families, these children, to set an example? And listen to this, Tom.
Are you intending for parents to be separated from their children? Are you intending to send a message?
I find that offensive.
Why?
No, because why would I ever create a policy that purposely does that?
Perhaps it's a deterrent.
No.
Is it a deterrent, sir?
Well,
are you considering this a deterrent?
Yes. Hopefully people will get the message.
Sounded like a contradiction there, Tom. So were they using these families, these children, as deterrents?
Yeah, no, not a contradiction. I think you have to play a little bit longer the clip with the Attorney General. So, David, the action that the Attorney General took in April was to tell his prosecutors that work for him to prosecute first-time offenders. That's a broader policy than we've had before. In other words, if you come into the country illegally, prosecute them and prosecute them ultimately if they're guilty of it and return them to their country. So that's the action. We've had a greater volume of prosecutions. The consequence of that is to prosecute some people that cross the border with their children. And so it wasn't the intention to deter people by separating children. It was the intention to deter illegal entry by prosecuting them. Remember that the alternative to prosecuting them is catching them and releasing them.
All right, and back to Dan, that main question of how long can they now keep these families together and detain them?
Right, because the court consent decree that exists as the sort of current interpretation is 20 days. And that's going to quickly be challenged. So now you have an executive order that will be challenged in court because you're going to ask, how can that executive order exist with the current legal rulings that are currently on the books?
That now fight each other.
Yeah.
All right, Dan, Tom, thanks to you both. Michael?
All right, thank you, David. Now to those severe storms overnight, parts of Pennsylvania pounded by torrential downpours and flash flooding, forcing emergency rescues, and parts of Texas soaked by more than a foot of rain. ABC's Marcus Moore is in Weslaco, Texas with the latest. Good morning, Marcus.
Michael, good morning. I'm standing on a 3-lane roadway that is submerged in water. You see the cars flooded out just behind me off in the distance there. This community, this region, taking a real pounding overnight. Overnight, extreme flash flooding sweeping through towns from Texas to Pennsylvania.
Oh my God.
Entire neighborhoods in Weslaco, Texas underwater. Roads washed away and fish washing in, going for a swim in the streets. Watch as this Texas state trooper pulls a struggling woman out of the menacing tide in Mercedes. Not far away, these two men neck deep, wading through the rushing water. These aerials showing the storm's strength. More than 15 inches of rain in areas already hit hard by Hurricane Harvey last August. And just outside Pittsburgh,
I cannot even believe this right now.
Raging rapids sweeping away car after car. This one rolling over in a flooded parking lot.
Oh, that one's done, dude.
Main roads turning into murky rivers.
We don't have a street anymore. It is now a river.
Forcing several swiftwater rescues. The water's so high, first responders using boats to save those trapped. This man standing on his car, waiting for help.
That guy's still in his car. He's standing on it.
And this morning, they hope the water will recede and residents can get back to their homes. But Michael, all of this is reminiscent of Hurricane Harvey that hit a year ago this month. Robin.
All right, Marcus, thank you. Now to the demand for answers after another fatal police shooting, this one involving an unarmed teenager in Pennsylvania. Protest breaking out overnight after the 17-year-old was shot while running away from a car. Kenneth Moten has a story for us.
Overnight protests erupted in East Pittsburgh.
demonstrators took over the streets, blocking traffic, confronting officers less than 24 hours after the police shooting death of 17-year-old Antoine Rose, captured on this cell phone video now being reviewed by police. Investigators say an officer who was sworn in just 3 hours before opened fire at a traffic stop Tuesday night, hitting the unarmed teen 3 times as he ran away from this vehicle.
Antoine was loved by many. He was a good kid.
It just hurted me. And it's senseless. He wasn't no threat. And I just don't understand why. Why has it got to keep happening?
That car Antoine was riding in was suspected of being involved in a nearby shooting. Inside, police say they found 2 guns, but the driver was interviewed and later released.
They'll have to judge us by our actions and the outcome of this investigation. As I tried to explain to some folks, we are committed to finding the truth in this investigation. As
demonstrations continued in a downpour, Antoine's family released a statement calling him generous, hardworking, and a highly promising student.
I don't truthfully know everything that happened, or the entire story, but he was a great person. He was the best friend I've ever had.
Antoine's family also questioned the use of deadly force by the officer since he was just sworn in, working his first shift with this department. He's on paid leave this morning, Michael.
All right, thank you so much, Kenneth. The scene has become all too familiar. And now we're going to go to Hawaii, where that massive volcano is still erupting, leading to a lot of new problems. People trying to take photos with the dangerous volcano. ABC's Whit Johnson is here, and with these photo seekers, they're facing hefty fines and possibly jail time.
Absolutely, and there's no question about it. Those lava flows, Michael, they make for some great selfies and social media posts. And look, we've seen some stunning images of thrill seekers getting up close and personal with the lava. But if you get too close, you're going to jail. That's the message from Hawaii government officials. They've arrested or cited at least a dozen people in just the past 10 days, nearly 50 since the eruption began in early May. So officials are now increasing fines to $5,000 and adding up to a year of jail time behind bars if caught. Kilauea's eruption shows no signs of slowing. Lava, take a look at this incredible video here. A raging river of lava erupting out of that fissure there, moving at a rate of 15 miles per hour in some places. So you can't outrun it if you get trapped. More than 500 homes destroyed now.
So you're in jail in some ways. What are you here for? I was taking a selfie with lava.
Exactly.
Okay, but you were there. You were close to this lava at times, but you had to follow some really strict rules.
Absolutely. We had a government escort with the National Guard, and it became even more limited over time. We were supposed to wear special gas masks. You can see some of the pictures there. But even when we were out there covering the story, we could see people sneaking around the barricades, getting way too close.
Why would you want to do that?
It's the pretty pictures, but they're sending a message. They're trying to deter people from doing it anymore.
Keep them safe. That's what they're trying to do.
Big time.
All right, thanks, Whit. You've heard Singing in the Rain, obviously, the song, and it was a little rainy here this morning in New York. But what about Sliding in the Rain? We saw all that flooding in Pittsburgh, and take a look. This was, that's the tunnel right there at the Pirates-Brewers game Wednesday, completely flooded. And the play you're about to see is the Brewers bullpen catcher. He's trying to take care of the equipment, water up to his knees. But look at this. Managed to have a little fun. The slip and slide memories coming back from childhood.
You're young when you can dive like that and not get hurt.
Yeah.
I'd still be on the ground, I think.
I remember as kids doing that, and you'd feel every lump in the lawn. It was kind of painful, wasn't it?
Every lump in the lawn.
But still just getting over it, Ginger.
Love a slip and slide, even with the lumps in the lawn. You know what? We have to look at this image, you guys. Look closely. That's actually people standing on tables and booths waiting to be rescued in Pittsburgh. They had almost 3 inches of rain in just 2 hours. They're more than 8 inches above average this year. And yes, still rain 3 to 4 in southeast Texas. The Summer Lake Cities now brought to you by Walgreens.
Stretched, smooth, scarred, soaked. The sun does not care, but we do. Walgreens beauty consultants are specially trained to know what works for the health of your unique skin. Walgreens, trusted since 1901. Now all sun care products are buy one, get one 50% off.
Well, it is Friday Eve, and it's also the start of summer. Our average this time of year, 86, and we'll hit 85. We will have more clouds than sun. Most of us today stay dry. A little bit of rain moving in late. And areas southwest of town around Culpeper, Page, Rappahannock counties may see heavier rain with a flash flood watch in effect. Tomorrow, a rainy and cooler day, 75 our high. Heading into the weekend, 86 Saturday, your best chance for rain. A drier day Sunday, hot and looking great early next week.
Coming up, disturbing new details about that so-called House of Horrors where police say 13 children were held. The desperate 911 call now revealed.
Also, Robin, that hero dad running onto the racetrack to save his own son from a fiery crash and how he then got in trouble.
This is